What's going on, guys? My name is Corrupt, and today we are looking at the strongest Town Hall 10 attack strategy currently in the game that isn't just Dragbat, but it's the Falcon. The Falcon is extremely strong. Ever since that Stone Slammer was introduced, it just really made this strategy more popular and one easier to use. So let's go ahead and talk about army composition. So you're usually going to bring around 6 to 10 bowlers. If you guys can do that, that's usually what you're going to be bringing. Always depends on the base. The other thing is the Valkyries. You're usually going to bring between 11 and 13 Valkyries. It again depends on the base. However, that is really what you're going to be typically bringing. And then you're going to be bringing 4 to 5 healers, mainly 4 healers for your Queen Walk portion. And then you can bring whatever else, baby dragon, wizards, loons, or even an archer there, again, for cleanup. Usually you're going to use a loon there as a coconut loon. And if you guys don't know what that is, a coconut loon is a loon that is supposed to soak up any air traps. This includes red air bombs and seeking air mines. So you really want to make sure that you guys can really understand that and use that coconut loon correctly. That will be in its own separate video in the future. Now, the Falcon attack strategy is very, very easy to learn, and there's quite a few different portions with it. You also have to remember that you're just bringing rage and heal spells. You're also going to bring that one haste spell as well. The haste spell is extremely important in this one with the Stone Slammer. The Stone Slammer's job is to have perfect pathing on the back end of the base. Now, it's usually a really good idea to have it on the back end just because your Valkyries and bowlers are going to start thinning out as the attack goes on. And you really want to make sure that the back end Stone Slammer can get rid of all the rest of the defenses and then start cleaning up. Now, the other thing is you may want to use it with more Valkyries in there, or even keep bowlers in there, or even have loons. Again, loons, you're usually going to use loons in there. However, if you decide to use the Stone Slammer to go in with the Valkyries and bowlers, you're actually going to have a little bit of a better chance with the rage spell getting the loons as well, and actually getting a little bit more from the attack rather than using a back-end Stone Slammer. Again, it always depends on the base. However, it's another really neat option to use with this strategy, is what I'm trying to talk about. Now, the next thing is the Queen Walk. If you guys haven't seen my Queen Walk tech video, I really think that you guys should. It's a great video talking about how to use that Queen Walk, and I do plan to update it in the future. But in this attack strategy, the Queen Walk, 1, needs to set a funnel, and 2, should try to go into the base. The other thing is that what you have to remember is that the Queen Walk needs to stay alive. As long as the Queen Walk stays alive through the attack, then you are completely fine. Just make sure that you can keep her alive as she sets the funnel, and then you don't really have to worry too much until you see that, oh no, her ability needs to be popped, and then you can really go from there. The Queen Walk is going to do really, really well as you go in, because once the Valkyries and bowlers either start to wander on the outside or start to thin out, the Queen Walk will be able to stay alive and go through the rest of the attack. So that's usually a really good idea when you guys do that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go step by step on how to do this attack strategy a little bit better instead of, just talking about certain portions. So we're going to kind of just jump into that right now. So the first portion you want to start with is the funnel. You want to use the king on one side and maybe even a wizard or a baby dragon, but you're usually going to use the baby dragon to help your Queen Walk set the funnel on one side. You want the queen to go in with your Valkyries and bowlers, just like how I said previously. So what you want to use that baby dragon for, if you're going to use it for funneling, is to help that queen funnel that side and make sure that the queen goes in the direction that you want her to go. So it's usually a really good idea when using the baby dragon. You usually see it a lot when you use this attack strategy. The other thing is, again, using the king to set a funnel is another good option. He's a great troop to use in terms of funneling because of his high amount of HP that he has. He doesn't have a lot of DPS, but he does have a lot of health, which makes him perfect, as well as to act as a tank for wizards along with him. So that's what you'll usually do, especially if you bring wizards with you. After a funnel has been set, you want to make sure that the Valkyries don't wander outside, because I've seen it before where he sets a really good funnel, but then the Valkyries go onto the outside because of something else. And sometimes it may be a king lure on the outside, but you really want to make sure that you can try and keep any of nearby buildings away from where the Valkyries could enter. But usually having an anchor building, such as really any type of building, will help the Valkyries get in, as long as that building is still there, so you can then start moving into the base. Another thing that will help is a hero lure. So if you see that, you might want to use that to your advantage. Other times you won't be able to get to it. However, other times you will be able to. So you just want to make sure that you look at the base, look at where you want to enter, and then just go from there. And this strategy, what's so beautiful about it, is that if you bring the Stone Slammer, you will not need to worry about where the Town Hall is. Unlike where, you need to notice where the Town Hall is in a Wall Wrecker attack. So you just want to really make sure that you know exactly what you're going to be targeting, where you're going to be going in with the attack, and going from there. Now, rages and heal spells should be used really when the Valkyries need it. Raged up Valkyries will tear through walls like it's nothing. Almost like a wall wrecker, basically. They're a troop wall wrecker, essentially. So you really want to use the rage spells to speed them right through. They are already fast in general, but giving them a quicker boost gives them so much more value that you can ever imagine. The heal spells will actually keep the Valkyries alive, and it's usually a really good idea to do so, just because that heal spell can offer a little bit more oomph in terms of keeping all of the Valkyries alive. Sometimes the healers may wander onto the Valkyries, and that's usually also another good thing. Just make sure that there's not too many air defenses near where all of those healers are. So you just want to make sure that you guys can really plan for that. Now the other thing is, it's a back-end Stone Slammer. Stone Slammer is pretty important to this strategy, and we'll also get into the Wall Wrecker side as well. But when you use the Stone Slammer, you're using it either as a back end, most of the time you're going to do that, or you're going to have the Stone Slammer go in with the Valkyries. Again, it depends on the base. Sometimes if you see like a big compartment, you may want to send it with the Valkyries and bowlers and kind of just go from there. But other than that, you're going to be using it on the back end, since you can get more value on bases like that than going into a little bit more of a heavy compartmentalized base with the Stone Slammer going in. So you want to use on the back end so it can have a little bit better value with it. So usually that's what you're going to be doing with that, and having the loons in there as well, bringing in the haste, will allow you to haste up the loons as they go through the base, so that then you know exactly where their pathing is to then haste up the loons to speed them up quicker through the rest of those defenses. Remember, you're usually going to be bringing max loons. If you don't get max loons, that's fine, but usually having max loons is big in terms of this attack with the back-end Stone Slammer. This attack you really don't need to worry about too much. You want to try and get that easy lure either from the CC or from the Queen or from the King. But other than that, you're going to try and get all of your Valkyries and bowlers into the core of the base so they can completely wreck it. Just remember to have that Queen walk go in with it, because if the Queen kind of doesn't, that's still fine, but it gives it that little bit of oomph when the Queen is in there with the Valkyries and bowlers. She'll be able to get raged up along with them and tear through it. So hopefully you guys did learn this attack strategy. Hopefully this video will help, and it's definitely a video that you guys should totally share with your clanmates if they want to be better attackers at Town Hall 10. So if you guys did enjoy, leave a like and subscribe for more of my content. so that then also don't forget to hit the notification bell so you guys don't miss an upload. And if you guys want to go ahead and follow me on Twitter, the link to it is in the description below. And also feel free to join the 2 Discord servers that are also in the description, the Extra Humanity family and my Discord server as well. So hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.